to New Jersey. I went to summer camp, and I seen these kids skating, and I was playing like basketball or something, and skateboarding kind of seemed more appealing. And then I bought a board from Modell's, and I remember the first time I got on a board, I fell and bust my lip. When I got up, I just liked it so much that I was just like, I just couldn't keep doing it.
But before we start the older dudes off, let's finish off with the younger guys. So let's let them get their time to shine. Where's the oldest?
Newark became a hometown because I made it the hometown. I was kind of like adapted to the city. I grew up out here, you know what I'm saying? The culture, the city of Newark, you know, something that I fell in love with as like even from like 13 years old, and running around and skateboarding, because like the way we grew up with different people in the different walks of life. So it was like you could also see, you know, those people that weren't doing the positive things, but they were still your friends because you grew up with them.
That's pretty good. These kids are like 9 years old. Whoa! Straight from it, Steve, son. That's how solid for them doing skateboarding. Alright?
My cousin died. I was trying to like, I was just trying to figure out like what's the next thing for me to do, like what would be, because I was skateboarding. I wasn't like an amazing, super duper great professional skateboarder, but I was always smart. I could design and I could skate. You know, people knew me from skating, and like I needed skateboards at the time, and I was like, yo, let me try to actually do a board company. And then I had a guy who was helping me do it, and you know, we kind of fell out. At that time I didn't know I was that resourceful. Like, people don't know I'm very resourceful as far as like the things that I do. So like I became resourceful because of circumstance, you know, and because you being so resourceful all the time, it just becomes nature. And you know, I actually had somebody help me get my first order, and then I learned the business. I learned net 30s, net 60s, net 90s, and I was just taking boards, and I was actually walking around New York City first with the boards. And because I was so young, kids were like, whoa, this is crazy. This young kid like has this is a real skateboard. Like, this is like a skateboard with my logo on it. Kids would support because they knew me, and they knew it wasn't like some old dude 30 or something like that trying to, oh yeah, we like skateboard. Like, I actually skated, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't like a poser. And that's the type of thing that, you know, that's what kind of certified is. We don't really hold judgments to people. You know, if you fit in, you fit in. If you don't, you know, it just doesn't work.
Alright, so look, everybody that's 15 and over should stop skating and let the little dudes like Manny, Gabriel, Marco, and Brandon finish their last run. Everybody just chill out for a second. Everybody chill out for a second.
I like a black genie. I like a black genie. Moving on. I like a black genie. From the bottom to the top. From the bottom to the top. Yeah, from the bottom to the top. You now dealing with the most authentic. Puffing on my car, and the gins feeling prophetic. Oh damn, we gon' make it through this. Dish out your pockets like you made for this side.
You know me going overlord, word overlord, serve over cause, created player, overscored. When it overpoured, got my definition. Fuck the stress of pensions, no collective visions. Better way at the edge again. Catch me in the moonlight, dressed for estrogen. First leave for afterthought with the letters in.
But first place, my man Brandon.
Yeah, no shit. Roll up the marijuana, about to get their Danny on. Every year, debonair, rain with it.
Thanks to Eddie, Not G, and all the people that stay over here because they don't want to do talking.
Say hi to Krillin, chillin', we all. Welcome to the balls, it's all salute. We live at the last top. Drop with a yak, no can, the world winning. Touch him through the way, feel like a man bending. Hit another round, spit a pound to blow.
Bringing summer? Oh yeah, we're bringing all that summer. So we're gonna drop down from Delaware to Miami, and then stay in the house and film and skate. But on our way down there, we're gonna hit up skate shops and like fucking try to hit the sell. So these are all the fucking accounts that we have to try to get or call or sell something. The balance, there is no real balance. It's just like with me, I gotta like switch. A lot of people don't understand. Like I have to put on a lot of different caps. And even business, I'll deal with like a billionaire, I'll deal with a millionaire, I'll deal with a politician, and I'll deal with a friend from the block. And you know, all of these people are still the same, but it's how you deal with them. It's just you got to be able to switch. For me, I've been able to do it for so long. I had the right mentors that, you know, they helped me find out who I was at a young age and kind of helped me like cultivate it in a sense. I mean, it's not really fair, a lot of things, because I am 22, but I'm not really a 22-year-old. A lot of the things that I've done, you know, show, you know, a lot of strength and stuff, and it takes a lot to just kind of like come out of the city of Newark like that. You know, like there's nothing out there for us, like anybody, and we have to build it ourselves. Like when I try to do things in the city of Newark with my relationships in New York, you know, I do it because I'm from out there, because that's what I represent. You know what I'm saying? That those are the people that I'm the champ for. You know, my people, like the skaters and stuff like that. So when I fight, I really fight for them like that. And you know, they don't really understand that it's tough to compete within New York, because it's like you can't compete with New York, you know. And being able to switch the hats, you know, you meet a lot of different people that you don't necessarily always have to go to skate. You know, I can deal with bankers, I can deal with anybody because of my, like, I guess the way I can handle business.
Do you know how much legal fees this would be before we make $1?
Yeah.
Well, you do something. I feel like Cootie and Shige from Creative Control introduced me to Sean, like, to John. Like, they always would bring people around that were young and like had done something and that were like creative. I was always impressed that he had a business. Like, I was like, you have a clothing line and you're putting yourself through college, and how much money did it generate? And he was like, only 50,000. And then I was like, damn, like, you know, to be that young and conceptually have a business and be able to, you know, make stuff and put it in the stores and sell it, like, it's a process. There's a lot of moving parts in fashion. I had just got partners with Rachel Roy, so I wasn't funding it anymore, and I was going through a very creative stage in my life, you know, where I could just do what I wanted to do, whatever inspired me. And I knew about the clothing business very well from like Rockwear and everything else that I'd done in fashion. So after I spoke to him, I was like, when I get back in the business, I'm gonna hook him up. And I would always tell him, man, design the line and I'll produce it. And he just kept coming around. And he put himself through college. I was always impressed by, you know, the discipline of that. You know, him recognizing that there is a male void and direction in his life, and looking for that in other young black men is you know, looking for guidance. Most young men don't do that. You know, I've always felt that it's my obligation as a black man, or any culturally, to look out. And I think we as black people don't look out for each other and teach each other how to make money. You know what I mean? Like, I know because no one has been trying to help me at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, from day one. I've been looking for a mentor myself, so I understand what he's looking for. You know what I'm saying? You know, so if he goes through problems, I'm going to be there because he's part of my culture and he's young and he's respectful, and we need to stick together. And I'm going to teach him, and every mistake I made, I'm going to make the effort to at least give him the opportunity not to make it or feel that pain.
And anything you want to say to, you know, your the kids you're mentoring?
Yeah,
man,
they
see this and
just keep making me proud and keep pushing, you know. Even if I'm here and I'm not here, keep believing and don't stop dreaming. You know, you got to keep pushing. People forget that struggle means that God loves you. You got to be willing to struggle for something, because nothing really worth it is, you know, you're not just going to hear, you know, it's not worth it. You know, you just got it. Time is a crazy thing, you know what I'm saying? Time is one of the things that you never know. I feel like you're going to play this at like a funeral or something like that. My funeral or something. But time is like a real crazy thing, you know. Just keep pushing time and just keep trying to go for it.